Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Phil. This is Sam.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
Who do we have, Sam?
We have Bob Dylan today.
Where are we getting Bob Dylan from?
This is a request from Mark, so thank you, Mark, for the support.
Lily, Rosemary, and Jack, and the Jack of Hearts is the song we're getting to today. And this has not been one, I don't believe, that's come up very frequently in the comments. So this is Mark going out on his own tree branch here and picking something that he wanted us to do. And he's a big Bob Dylan fan and said that we need to get our listening pants on for this one because it's pretty deep. So
yeah, big storytelling aspect in this, apparently. So yeah. I'm kind of excited because I like storytelling. So.
Well, the last one that we did was Hurricane, which had a great story to it. Learned about an actual event in history in terms of the Hurricane, the boxer. And apparently you guys were saying that Denzel Washington plays the role of Hurricane in a movie. So
might have to watch that. Maybe
we'll check that out in the future. But let's get into a little more Bob Dylan first with Lily, Rosemary, and the Jack of Hearts. Harmonica to start, no surprise.
The festival was over and the boys were all planning for a ball. The cabaret was quiet except for the drilling in the wall. The curfew had been lifted and the gambling wheel shut down. Anyone with any sense had already left town. He was standing in the doorway looking like the Jack of Hearts. Moved across the mirrored room, set it up for everyone, he said. Then everyone commenced to do what they were doing before he turned their heads. Then he walked up to a stranger and he asked him with a grin, "Could you kindly tell me, friend, what time the show begins?" Then he moved into the corner, face down like the Jack of Hearts. Backstage, the girls were playing five cards, stood by the stairs. Lily had two queens, she was hoping for a third to match her pair. Outside, the streets were filling up, the window was open wide. The gentle breeze was blowing, you could feel it from inside. Lily called another bet and drew up the Jack of Hearts. Big Jim was no one's fool, he owned the town's only diamond mine. He made his usual entrance, looking so dandy and so fine. With his bodyguards and silver cane in every harrying place, he took whatever he wanted to and he laid it all to waste. But his bodyguards and silver cane were no match for the Jack of Hearts. Rosemary combed her hair and took a carriage into town. She slipped into the side door, looking like a queen without a crown. She fluttered her false eyelashes and whispered in his ear, "Sorry, darling, that I'm late," but he didn't seem to hear. He was staring into space over at the Jack of Hearts.
So I'm picturing this party way back like 100 years ago taking place, and everybody's all dolled up, and we've got people playing cards and gambling over here. There's a show going on stage. You've got these characters being built up that Bob is talking about and painting this picture. And like I said, this visual I have in my head of like this old vibe party, something from like Westworld almost.
Yeah.
And Bob obviously doing a great job at painting that picture.
Yeah, he does such a great job at painting the visual image of like the setting. And then, like you said, so many characters so far. We've got Lily, you got Rosemary, you've got I forget the guy's name, but the guy who owns the diamond.
Right.
The diamond
Jim,
mine.
I think.
Yeah. And then the guy that he keeps referring to as the Jack of Hearts.
Yeah, and that has come up a few times, the Jack of Hearts. Obviously, we see that in the title, but everybody seems to be fixated on the Jack of Hearts.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see where we're going with this. I'm liking it so far, though. How are you feeling about it so far?
It's good. Yeah, I mean, it's engaging. I'm locked in and wondering what's going to happen in this story. And it's, in the classic Bob Dylan fashion that we've experienced thus far, going bar by bar and breaking that down, some rhymes in there. And this one, I feel like his vocals sitting a little bit further back in the mix, and the instrumentation's a little more prominent, and it's got a little more of a tempo to it.
Yeah,
but
I like the upbeat tempo to it. I feel like it helps keep you engaged.
Yeah, I think we said something similar about Hurricane in that it was a little more up tempo, and we like that. And I like this one as well for the same reason.
I like it. So if you guys like it, give us a thumbs up as well.
Let's go.
She fluttered her false eyelashes and whispered in his ear, "Sorry, darling, that I'm late," but he didn't seem to hear. He was staring into space over at the Jack of Hearts. I know I've seen that face somewhere. Big Jim was thinking to himself. Maybe down in Mexico, or a picture upon somebody's shelf. But then the crowd began to stamp their feet and the house lights a bit dim. And in the darkness of the room there was only Jim and him, staring at the butterfly who just drew the Jack of Hearts. Lily was a princess, she was fair-skinned and precious as a child. She did whatever she had to do, she had that certain flash every time she smiled. She had come away from a broken home and lots of strange affairs, with men in every walk of life which took her everywhere. But she never met anyone quite like the Jack of Hearts. The hanging judge came in unnoticed and was being wined and dined. The drilling in the wall kept up, but no one seemed to pay it any mind. It was known all around that Lily had Jim's ring, and nothing would ever come between Lily and the king. No, nothing ever would, except maybe the Jack of Hearts. Rosemary started drinking hard and seeing her reflection in the knife. She was tired of the attention, tired of playing the role of Big Jim's wife. She had done a lot of bad things, even once tried suicide. Was looking to do just one good deed before she died. She was gazing to the future, riding on the Jack of Hearts. Lily took her dress off, married it away. As your luck run out, she laughed at him. Well, I guess you must have known it would someday. Be careful not to touch the wall, as a brand new coat of paint. I'm glad to see you're still alive, you looking like a saint. Down the hallway, footsteps were coming for the Jack of Hearts. The backstage manager was pacing all around by his chair. There's something funny going on, he said, I can just feel it in the air. He went to get the hanging judge, but the hanging judge was drunk. As the leading actor hurried by in the costume of a monk, there was no actor anywhere better than the Jack of Hearts. No one knew the circumstance, but they say that it happened pretty quick. The door to the dressing room burst open and a cold revolver clicked.
A cold revolver clicked.
I feel like that's like an old gun, no?
Yeah, it's a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really interesting lyrics, not surprising, obviously. Poetry in motion, as we've said before, with Bob and poetry and music. So we got Jim. Jim is the king.
Yeah.
Right? Diamond, right? King of diamonds. Then we've got, was it Rosemary or Lily? Rosemary.
Rosemary's his wife.
Was the queen, looking like a queen?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
And she came in late and was trying to get his attention, but he was paying attention to Lily across the room. Well, paying attention to the Jack of Hearts, but Lily was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got these play on the cards and the suits of the cards, and the Jack of Hearts is drawing everybody's attention and kind of the allure of what everybody wants.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if I heard properly, but it sounded like he was saying that Rosemary and Jim are married, but Jim has an affair with Lily. Mm-hmm. So it's drama going on here.
And this is where we've gotten to a revolver.
Yes.
So it's a big party. Everybody's having fun, or are they?
Also sounds like the show's about to start. They said like the curtain was drawn, and the main actor's like hustling by to get ready to go on. And
yeah. But it's hard to know what Bob is kind of like referencing as a metaphor.
Yes.
For something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like this whole song could be a metaphor.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Of like, it's specific characters and the development of all the characters, but what they mean in the grander scheme of what life represents. Mm-hmm. So, deceitfulness and all that kind of stuff. So, anyways.
There's also things that he keeps mentioning that I'm like, is that relevant? Like, he keeps talking about drilling in the wall, but like nobody's paying attention. So I'm like, where does that fit into this? And he's talking about the hanging judge, but then apparently the hanging judge is drunk. So. Yeah.
So I think this has got multiple layers to it. And on a first time listen, we'll probably miss some stuff. So if we do, you can let us know down below. But not surprising from a 9-minute Bob Dylan song.
Yes.
The door to the dressing room burst open and a cold revolver clicked. And Big Jim was standing there, you couldn't say surprised. Rosemary right beside him, studying her eyes. She was with Big Jim, but she was leaning to the Jack of Hearts. 2 doors down, the boys finally made it through the wall. Cleaned out the bank safe, it said they got off with quite a haul. In the darkness by the riverbed, they waited on the ground for one more member who had business back in town, for they couldn't go no further without the Jack of Hearts. The next day was hanging day, the sky was overcast and black. Big Jim lay covered up, killed by a penknife in the back. And Rosemary on the gallows, she didn't even blink. The hanging judge was sober, he hadn't had a drink. The only person on the scene missing was the Jack of Hearts. The cabaret was empty now, a sign said closed for repair. Lily had already taken all of the dye out of her hair. She was thinking about her father, who she very rarely saw, thinking about Rosemary and thinking about the law. But most of all, she was thinking about the Jack of Hearts.
Who needs a chorus? Who needs a hook? The hook is the story.
Yeah, so a lot happened there pretty quickly at the end.
It escalated.
Yes, very quickly. I was like, whoa, wait, what?
Climax of the story. So what are your thoughts on What happened? What was the result of the story? Because I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
Okay, well, I could be wrong because there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
But what I thought I heard was that Jim was laying there dead from a knife in his back. And then Rosemary was on the gallows, which I believe the gallows is like a dungeon or like where they keep prisoners or people before they're to be executed. And that was because she killed Jim. I think that's what I took from that. And that there was people robbing a bank while all of this was going on, and that's what the drilling sounds were, because they were drilling in trying to get into the safe, but nobody was paying attention because all this other stuff was going on. So the Jack of Hearts was distracting everybody while they were doing the bank heist, and then they were waiting for him on this riverbank or whatever so they could all take off with the money. And then Lily was kind of just left at the end being like, thinking about things, and I'm still thinking about the Jack of Hearts, and he's long gone with the bank money.
Sam nailed it.
I could be wrong. I could have mixed up some of that, but
I know Mark is jumping for joy right now.
if I'm right, I could be wrong.
And Sam's lyric. So I think that sounds correct. I was a little bit confused with some of the details because I think
they also said something about Lily washing out the dye in her hair.
That's what I was about to say.
So maybe she was in on the bank heist whole thing. I don't know. You guys let us know. Because obviously, like, that was for a purpose. He doesn't just say things like that for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, this has got a lot of layers to it, right? And what you said sounds like it makes sense and pieces together, but there could be stuff that we miss on the first time listen.
Yeah. So guys, let us know in those comments.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, though. I mean, it was very entertaining. It was like a movie going on in my head, and that's all from the wordplay that was happening, right?
Yeah, I love this because I love like storytelling and stuff like that. So this was right up my alley, especially the time period, talking about like older days. And the only reason I know what a gallows is because I read so many books from like medieval times and stuff. So
yeah, I remember. Didn't they talk about gallows in Hallowed Be Thy Name too?
Yeah, I believe so.
He was saying that he was in the gallows there.
Yeah. Which is like, I'm pretty sure like a dungeon, prison, kind of like where they hold people before they're executed.
Yeah. So, and then we had the hanging judge, right? And he mentioned that a few times. Which
was also confusing though, because he said he was drunk at the cabaret, but then the next day he said he was sober and he hadn't had a drink. So I was like, was he drunk or was he sober?
What do you mean? He was just drunk and then sober, and then he was there to do the hanging.
Yeah, but like if you're drunk the night before, the next day you'd be hungover. No, you wouldn't be like sober as a judge type thing.
Play on words. He's hungover instead of hanging. Hungover. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed checking that out with us, Lily, Rosemary, and the Jack of Hearts. And
this might have been one of my favorite ones by Bob Dylan so far.
Pardon?
This might have been one of my favorite ones from Bob Dylan.
Well, we said that in the last one from Hurricane, so maybe this is an evolution for us. And you guys can let us know if this is one of your favorites as well. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Make sure you leave some comments and give us insights on anything that we have missed. Let us know if Sam's interpretation was right. I agree with it. So let us know if our interpretation was right. And let us know if there's anything else you want us to check out from Bob Dylan. Clearly, he's got a huge catalog of creativity, and I'm sure there's much, much more to get into. So let us know, and make sure you come back tomorrow. We got 2 more videos, guys. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, come back, tune in with us, and we'll see you then.
Thanks for watching.